Well, good morning. It's me, Woody. I'm on day 6 today on the March for Men challenge for Prostate Cancer UK, and I'm aiming to walk 11,000 steps every single day throughout September in order to raise money for an amazing charity that's extremely important for both myself and many other people, many thousands of blokes. Well, just to let you know that the 11,000 steps represents a step for every man that dies from prostate cancer every year in the UK. And I'm guessing there must be millions all over the world that go through this nasty old disease. So I'm trying to do my bit, and as a sufferer myself, I'm trying to raise awareness of it. But what I wanted to talk about today was the relationship between mental health and cancer. Which is something that I understand a lot about. Mental health is, let's just say the relationship between mental health and thinking. And this is something I don't think many people perhaps get or understand in some way. It's when you do get it and you understand it, it's almost like a beautiful feeling that it comes upon you, because you understand that your mental health is largely, I'm not saying it's all 100%, because there are people with mental health problems that have got physically in their mind, their brain, they've got some kind of mental wiring problem. But the vast majority of us are normal human beings whose mental health is switched on and off by the way they think. And perhaps to put it in simple terms, you think bad, you get bad. You think good, you will get good, or at least you'll get better. The human brain is designed to protect us, but it protects us sometimes in ways that are very negative. So it will more likely to be biased against something, on a negative process. So that's designed to keep you alive. You're negative, because if you went around being positive completely all the time and just ignored everything that was threatening you, you wouldn't survive. Especially years and years ago. I mean, going back to cavemen days, if you didn't have that negative bias, you'd be dead. We wouldn't exist. And the reason that we populate the planet so well is because we've got this bias of negativity, but it comes at a cost. And the cost is huge with mental health, because in the modern world, the mental health causes massive problems. But you can take me as an example of how you can change your mental health in a number of ways without taking drugs. So many people are prescribed drugs for mental health that literally tie them down to the drug. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a pharmacist, but I can see how illogical it all is. I can understand in very, very extreme cases how people need to have medication. I can understand that, but the average person doesn't need medication. They need an understanding. And that's what I'm trying to give you, to give an idea of what it is. So when I got diagnosed last year with cancer, you've seen other videos I've done, and I kind of explain how it happened. I buried my head in the sand for as long as I could until I accepted. Well, I say accept. I've accepted it in theory that it's advanced, incurable, metastatic, or whatever you call it, prostate cancer, spreading to the bones. Yeah, I've accepted that as a theory, but my mind is refusing to accept it. It's refusing to believe that that's it. That you can't cure it. We can cure it. And the first thing that I need was to have a stable mental health. There's no way that I'm going to help myself or you if you've got cancer or any other. It doesn't have to be cancer, you know, guys. It could be anything, couldn't it? It could be some other kind of illness. There's plenty of illnesses out there. But anything. Perhaps you lost your job today. Perhaps something's gone. You've had one of them curveballs chucked right at you, and life's been knocked off orbit. Your planet is now spinning out of control. And the thing that will put your planet back into orbit is your mental health. Your mental health, and if you don't get the right thinking attached to that, you'll continue spinning. And so I stuck my head in the sand, pretended it weren't happening. My wife and family looked it all up. No one really told me that I was advanced. I just thought, I've got prostate cancer. I've called it early. I didn't know that if it's in the bones, that means it's advanced. And then I come to terms with it at some point. Took me probably, I reckon, a good 6 months after I'd had radiation therapy and things started to settle down, that I eventually started to explore and look it up. That was a year ago. It was a year ago next week. 15th of September was my cancerversary. Not something I ever thought I'd want to celebrate, but I think it is a celebration. That again, that 1 year on, I'm still here. I'm doing pretty well at the moment, and I honestly believe a lot of that is to my state of health, is my mind. I believe there's a massive connection between the mind and the body. Literally, the way you think is the way you become. So you think good things, you become better. You think bad things, you become worse. Your experience of life is good or bad depending on the thought process that you have. And initially, it's understandable that when you've had these curveballs chucked at you at 90 miles an hour, they come zooming through and it smash your planet out of orbit. It's understandable that your thoughts are going to be negative. Totally understandable, because that's your protection. That's your bias. That's your brain going, I'll protect you. It wants to wrap you up and keep you safe from harm, but all it's doing is creating a problem. Which it doesn't understand. But if you get yourself in a situation where you can almost say there's no light at the end of the tunnel. It's just a bad place. You're in a bad place, and your life is spinning out of control. Maybe a cancer diagnosis is one tough cookie. Believe me. But so many of the things that I predicted, in my brain. So many things that I predicted that would happen have not happened. I mean, at one point I was looking at paralysis from my back, the tumours in my spine. I was close to being completely paralysed. I would have dealt with that once I come round to it and try to look at what I could in positivity of that. Fortunately, that never happened. You know, that's a tough one, that one, isn't it? Being with cancer and paralysed, but that's pretty much where I was a year ago. But so many things that I initially dreamed up, conjured up, imagined, predicted, guessed. You know, the brain is a guessing machine. It puts thoughts into your head to predict the future, and it always predicts the negative side of things, because it's trying to protect you from harm, but it doesn't really work very well with mental health. So when I found out, hey Woody, you got incurable advanced prostate cancer, blah de blah. I 55 minutes 57 seconds. I could have sat down and gave up there and then and just accepted my lot, and I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't be half as well as I am right now. Yeah, I'm not in any way I'm not cured by a long stretch. But I started to try and think differently about the whole experience, and by thinking differently and trying to look for positives in each day, it changed my experience. The world around me suddenly, instead of becoming this dark hole with no light, suddenly the dimmer switch started to be turned up a bit, you know, and the world become a little bit brighter day by day, because I was looking for positivity in it. And that takes a bit of willpower, there's no doubt about that. A bit of a purpose. You need some kind of purpose about what you're doing. Hence why I do stuff like this. You know, put myself out of my comfort zone. I'm soaking wet. It's really early in the morning and I've still got a day's work to do. I wouldn't have even done this when I was healthy. You know, but when the state of mind is like the way it is now, my state of mind tells me I can do anything. You know, I can almost jump off I feel like I could fly if I believed it that much. I won't try experimenting with that one. I don't think that'll work. You never know. First flying man, who knows? But I'm trying to sort of say to anyone watching this, if you've got it all going on, and it's life is, let's just say the word shit, you know, for whatever reason, that you can make things better gradually by thinking about stuff more positively, trying to find positivity, chinks of light. It's out there, believe me. Just doing something like getting yourself out for a few minutes at a time, opening the front door, put one foot in front of the other and walk somewhere. If you can get yourself into some sort of countryside area, it's like taking tablets for the soul. It really is. It's just for me, this is the cure. This is the cure. It's an ongoing cure. I'm not dying of cancer. I'm living life. I'm working. I'm lucky. I understand that I'm a very lucky person to be able to keep my job, to do what I do. It means I don't have chance. I teach people to drive ambulances and emergency response. I don't have time to think about cancer while I'm teaching. So 8 hours a day is devoted to my students. No time to have a little think about, oh, how's my back, how's this feeling. It's just full on, and that's good. So I'm lucky. I am very lucky, and I appreciate that not everyone watching this is going to have that luck. But you need to find some kind of purpose, even if it is just something like what I know. Look, you could, for instance, just raise some money, join some kind of charity event, get involved and raise some money. There's literally thousands of events going on for cancer. You've only got to Google it, go into Just Giving, any of those. They've just got lists of things that you can do. So I'm doing this, I'm getting myself healthy. The belly's getting it's going down a bit. And so I'm getting myself fit, I'm raising a little bit of money. It's a drop in the ocean. But I wanted to sort of like end on this story because you've got to have this something like a goal. You've got to have something to cling on to for mental health. You've got to have a rope ladder. You've got to have some kind of escape from the mental poor health. And we do focus so much on poor health instead of focusing on mental good health. And mental good health can be really just a thought away. That's how simple it can be. And a lot of people will disagree with that, but unless you have some clinically, bad wiring that's causing mental health, the vast majority of people are either mentally good or poor due to their circumstances, and the circumstances are normally out of their control. There's nothing they can do, but they can change the way they deal with them in their mind, the way they think about them. I changed my way of thinking about cancer for me, and it did help. Finding a purpose, like doing something good, being kind, being grateful, being loving, anything that just creates a positive vibe, something that comes from your heart. Is always going to be valuable. What's that acorn there? Just nearly fell on my head. And that's really it, really. That's what I wanted to say is it is changed the way you think. And as I said, I wanted to leave you a little story. You probably heard it, but yeah, I think it sums up what you're doing. You make a difference by doing something, one thing at a time. For me to do this and to earn a few pounds towards prostate cancer, it's just putting something back. Gives me a good feeling. It's a small fish in the ocean, but it's making a difference. And the story is about the little boy on a beach, and there's been a really huge storm overnight, and all these starfish have all been washed up on the beach. They're all alive, and they're all dying out now because the sun is getting hot and they're drying out. And the little boy is literally picking them up one at a time, throwing them back in the sea. And he spends the morning doing this, and there's an old lady watching him, and eventually she just goes over to him and says, "Son, look, there's millions of them. You're not going to make a difference. You're going to be here all day doing this." And he picks one starfish up, he shows it to her, throws it in the sea, and said it made a difference to that one. And I don't know whether that's connected to mental health. I just thought that that's a good story to share. In terms of that, whatever you do make a difference. And I think something that poor mental health, people that suffer from poor mental health generally don't believe that they got any place. They feel that they're just perhaps a waste of time or a waste of space, or they've got no self-worth. And think of the little boy, he's just making a difference. You can make a difference. And once you start making a difference, you make a difference to yourself. You've got to.
Average pace.
So,
17 minutes, 7 seconds.
yeah, just go out there.
1 hour, 4 minutes, 31 seconds.
You know, you can start from now. This very moment, you can change your mental health. Just from now, from 1 second. By just changing the way you just think about something more positive. And then think about something else, and then think about, and what happens is you gradually become more biased to being positive than negative. And it doesn't happen overnight, but one thought starts the ball rolling, you know. It worked for me. It helped me to understand what I'm dealing with in a much better way. It helped me to face it. I could have, like I say, just buried my head in the sand forever, just let it happen, let it take me. The hell, I'm not doing that. I've got more life to live. Every day is a special day, and there's always somebody worse off. I know that. Look at that, sun's come out as soon as I've just about to finish. It's been raining half of this walk. I'm wet, quite tired, and then I have work, but it's all worthwhile, believe me. So yeah, start from now, start from this moment. The moment you see this video, you can share it, I don't care. The more people that perhaps get an understanding of their thinking. You could try this little experiment, and if whatever you're feeling at the moment about all the negativity, write it all down. What things that you think are going to happen, write them all down on a piece of paper, put it somewhere, and then have a look at it in 2 weeks' time. And I'll guarantee that the most cases that most of that stuff hasn't happened. It's been something you've conjured up in your ever protective brain. Now it's time to let that go. So as always, I thank you for looking at this, watching it. I don't know how many people watch this. I'm not a technical wizard. I know that I just load it onto YouTube, and then what happens after that, I know some people comment and I reply to them. And I've had some nice conversations and people wishing me well, and I wish everyone else well. And I don't mind if anyone wants to ask me anything about mental health. Morning. I don't consider myself a doctor, but I do know this stuff. I have spent many years learning about it, and I did used to actually run courses on. Used to run a course called Calming Your Anxious Mind years ago, before COVID jumped in, and maybe I'll do that again in the future. I don't know. I think there's a place for it in the world. In a way, I've just probably given you a snapshot of what I used to do, about teaching people how to just think a little bit differently about their situation, and the situation changes. Yeah, that's it for now. It's been a long one, actually. If you survived the whole length of this, then well done to you. Please let me know what your thoughts are. Please comment on it. That'd be absolutely amazing if I can get some conversation going with people. That'd be brilliant. People that have got cancer, people that are caring for people with cancer, or just people, I don't know, that have just got mental health, and you know, I don't know what I might be able to just, you know, something might resonate in what I say. Because all the pills and tablets in the world can only control it. They very rarely cure it. And what cures it is natural. It's being out there and doing stuff and changing your perspective of your world around you. We are unfortunately bombarded with the negativity of the news and the internet, but the internet can be a good place as well. Hopefully this channel is a conduit for that. So thanks again, have a great day. Remember 3 things: just be kind, be grateful, be positive. Actually, the 4th one is just love everything you can. Okay, take care.